I'm Jeannie, and I'm here today from Jimmy Bean's Wool, and I wanted to teach you how to do the mattress stitch on vertical and horizontal cast off stockinette. And the reason I had to learn this was because I did Church Mouse's Turkish bed socks, and I had never put, and they're dirty. I'm going to turn the, they're not dirty, they're actually clean. They just, you can see I love them and I wear them all the time. But here is what it looks like, and I had to figure it out. And so how I figured it out was I went to my Vogue Knitting, the Ultimate Knitting book, and looked up seaming, and that is my Bible. I'm telling you, that book has taught me so much stuff. But you can see that I have vertical stockinette here and horizontal stockinette here in the bottom portion, and you mattress stitch these together, and I think I did a pretty good job because it looks real even and it's comfortable to wear. There's no big bulky seam. Mattress stitch will give you a, sorry, we're running around here crazy today. Mattress stitch will give you a nice grafted looking piece of work. You'll still have a slight feel of a seam to it, but not a lot. And like I say, I went into my Vogue Knitting, Ultimate Knitting book. We've reviewed this. No, you're fine. We have reviewed this book. I really love it. I encourage you to get a good reference book into your library that you can refer to when you need to know different techniques. And of course, you can come to Jimmy Bean's Wool website and look at stuff, and we'll try and teach you the best that we can. So what I've done here is I have knit two little samples, and I did block them, trying to make them look prettier. And of course, here we go, tapestry needles. Nothing like being prepared, right guys? So I have two little pieces. I have my horizontal piece of stockinette, and then I also have my vertical piece of stockinette. And you can see they're red, and I am going to use a cream yarn to show you how this works. Naturally, you would use the same yarn that you worked your pieces in so that it would be basically invisible and you would not be able to see that join. So Siobhan, you can stay right where you are. I think you're real good. Love working with Siobhan. We work real well together. She's looking at me through the little viewfinder right now and smiling and being real cute.
I love you, Jeannie.
Aw, Siobhan loves me. So now I think you can start either way. So we're just going to randomly grab the vertical piece of stockinette and get our end woven in. You want to go one direction, and I think we did weaving in or starting, but what I like to do is go on to the purl portion of my work and just take a couple stitches alternately, couple of those purl bumps, and you can kind of see them on my tapestry needle, and pull my white yarn, which I thought, we'll see how this works out. You can see that it's bumpy because I was doing another demonstration, and so I ripped that out. And pull that through, so you can see that that end is right here. Because we're going to really secure that, we can make that end nice and short. We're going to now turn our piece around and go back the other way through the same purl bumps right under our piece of yarn, our white piece of yarn. And that is going to allow us to lock in the beginning. You don't want to snug and pull too hard because that will buckle your fabric or bunch it. So now this piece of yarn is locked in there nice. I would be very comfortable snipping this little bit off. So what I'm going to do now is go through one of the corners of my, this is my vertical, vertical piece of knitting, and these pieces are cast off, and we go through to that portion, turn it over, and we are now ready to join our two pieces. And naturally you would go whichever direction your pattern calls for. I think, yeah, it was vertical on the top and horizontal on the bottom on the Turkish bed socks by Church Mouse. And really, I found, I've done 2 pairs of the Turkish bed socks, and I've done this a couple times now, and I found it doesn't really matter which end you start at. So whatever you're comfortable doing, do it. So now we have the 2 pieces. You can pin them together if you like, but these are so small that we're just going to kind of work around that. We have our horizontal piece. You want to go up just the tiniest bit in between those stockinette stitches. You can, well, wait, let's get this joined. We're going to go in at the corner. Here we go. Hello, Jeannie, focus. Focus. Sorry, Siobhan, am I moving too much? Okay. And now we've joined these 2 corners. There's a figure 8 method that you can do, but I find this is just fine, just joining one to the other. Now we're going to go down here and go into, there's our cast off edge, and here is the vertical legs of our vertical piece of stockinette. It is much more helpful, rather than to try to go in right under the cast off edge, which you can do, I like to go in 1 stitch in. So I'm going to go 1 down and grab those 2 vertical legs just like this, and don't snug this up too tight because it will buckle on you. And then you go back in next to that join, go up 1 row. I'm not sure, there we go. Is that better, Siobhan? Yeah. Go up 1 row. So you see 1 horizontal stitch here, you see another row here. Just reach in between those 2 stockinette stitches with your tapestry needle and grab that bar in between there and just go underneath and snug that up gently. And now go down. You want to make sure you grab on that 2nd stitch here. You go through. Now look, I'm going to grab, oh wait. There we go. And you can see what we're doing is kind of creating faux stockinette right in between these 2 seams. And that's why I chose to use the white yarn versus the red yarn, so that you could really see how that works. Whoever cooked this up years ago was brilliant. They really thought about it, because now you go back in that bar again on that top horizontal piece, pull your yarn through, and you can see there's our white stitches. And of course that would be basically invisible if we were using the red yarn, but for this demonstration you wouldn't be able to see it. So then you want to follow along, grab 2 more of those legs and go through. And you just continue in this method as you go along, not grabbing your tail, creating basically a nice little faux stitch. And you can see how nice and even that is. And if, again, if you were using that red yarn, it would be virtually invisible. You would not be able to tell. It would look like it was almost knit in 1 piece. So and do it. It's neat. It's great for seaming shoulders, for different things that may come together in different ways. So I highly recommend Mattress Stitch. It is really a neat way of seaming. Encourage you to learn something new today. I'm Jeannie from Jimmy Bean's Wool. Have a great day. Bye.
Thunder rumbles on this American summer night. There's kids on the corner, stuck in a switchblade fight. And the rock and roll bands play for the girls on the beat.